Hi, what is the best video editing software for YouTube? Good question. There's a lot of range when it comes to video editing softwares, and hopefully we're going to narrow it down for you so you can find out the best software that's going to A, set you up for success, B, get the best videos for what you're doing, and C, skyrocket your business. Isn't that what it's all about? Well, let's get started. We're going to lay out a whole bunch of video options for you. Not necessarily specific programs, but definitely some things that you need to be aware of before you start picking them. So let's go over a few of the settings, let's go over a few of the capabilities, and by the end of this video, you're going to know which one to look at that's going to be good for you. I'm Nick Natarella with AdWise Creative. Been writing and producing all kinds of audio projects for 25, 30 years. We've been delving into video for the last 3 to 5 years, and things are getting crazy on YouTube. And I absolutely love it when it comes to business owners and the opportunities they now have on YouTube. And now we're getting a bunch of folks getting stumped by all the technology. Don't sweat it. It's very easy. You're going to enjoy when you learn that it's just a few critical steps and all the rest is fun to be had later. So when it comes to choosing a video editor for YouTube, first start with, what will you be doing? What do you need it to take care of? Specifically what I'm asking is, are you going to be doing stand-up explainer videos, talking head videos, DIY videos, demonstration type stuff? Notice there's not a lot of movement going on. I'm not changing locations. I'm not throwing in a bunch of B-roll. Now there might be some B-roll every once in a while, but for the most part, standing here, just you and I talking, is the basics. So you really don't need to get too crazy, do you? There are a lot of simple functions that you can employ simply from your phone all the way up to a desktop type of editor. All of those things can certainly be handled when it comes to something like this. Now, are you going to get a little crazy with it? Are you going to be doing some feature stuff? Are you going to be doing some sports and action things? A lot of movement, a lot of rapid movement. Will there be a lot of scene changes and stuff like that? Notice, not a lot of scene changes here. So there's a big difference when it comes to how you're going to be editing your content and getting it out there on YouTube. There are some that come with a lot of bells and whistles, and quite frankly, those are some rabbit holes that you can end up running down. Then there are some others that are some really basic stuff to get your content out there. Remember, 80% and out there is better than trying to shoot for 100% because you'll never reach 100%, which means you'll never release it. My 80% out there is going to beat anybody else trying to get 100% and never releasing it. It's facts of life. The point is to get your content out there. Some other things to consider: how much you're going to be doing with audio. Audio is crucial when it comes to film. I've always heard the cliche is audio is 51% of any video, or audio is 80% of any video. I've heard it both ways, which just goes to show you the huge nod that audio gets in a video scenario. More people will stop watching a video because of bad audio. They'll stop faster than if it's just a bad video. People will stick around for a bad video. They will bail on bad audio. You've got to have your audio tip-top. How much audio editing are you going to do? Some editors have a simple clean up audio. They're okay. Me being the audio guy, that's my sandbox. That's where I like to play. So I've got to mess around with the EQ. I've got to get the compression in there. I've got to get the reverb taken care of. Blah, 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 blah. There's all kinds of stuff that I like to do with audio. You don't need to do that. But if I can sway you to the dark side, it's a lot of fun in the audio swimming pool, that's for sure. I have a lot of fun with it. So I do tend to concentrate on my audio. Be that as it may, does it have the capability to do that? Some are just really basic. Others have a whole list of presets that you can use and mess with. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do with your audio. Do you need it? And then the final thing to consider is lower thirds or graphics or motion graphics. Have you ever seen those things like down below where you've got like the person's name and maybe what business they work for, what company they're with, or university, or wherever they're from, something like it, maybe even their website address, their URL. Anything like that that ends up showing up down at the bottom here, those are called lower thirds. They can be really fancy, they can be really simple. Even the like and subscribe button that'll pop in and out of here. Like that. Those are little things that you could add to your video very easily. Some have that pre-built. Others, you might have to go out and buy something to add to your program. So which ones already have it built in to get you started right away? Those would be some other things to consider. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't say, hey, did you see that like and subscribe button a minute ago? Be sure to like and subscribe. This is the type of stuff that we cover here to get your business channel up and running, whether that's the YouTube channel or your podcast or even your industry blog, whatever it is, to help you bring in customers and clients in a very organic and efficient and effective way to bring you more clients. So like and subscribe and pass it around. Are there any other business owners you know that are thinking about doing something like this? Be sure they know about this channel too. If you want to, you can simply start off with your phone. In fact, I would suggest you actually shoot some videos of yourself on your phone and start editing those just so you know what buttons to push, what options to do, how to mess with stuff, how to make cuts. Some of the programs even have a little bit of, say, background music that you can add to it. Very simple stuff. Might only have 5 or 10 to choose from, but at least they've got music and you can start messing with those levels and start making sure that the music doesn't overpower the voiceover or something like that. If you were outside, did you notice that whenever you film outside, that the wind tends to be 10 times louder than the voiceover? Every stinking time. Well, primarily because the wind goes right over the microphone and the voice is probably away from the microphone, but it's always louder. So what are you going to do about that? There are some programs that have a way of eliminating background noise. There are probably some adjustments that need to be made. The more complex ones certainly have adjustments. You can start to play around with those as well. And when you want to move on from your phone, there are some really nice desktop applications. Some of them are free. There are some really good powerhouses out there that are free, and you would be surprised when you poke around a little bit. But don't get ahead of me, all right? Hang on a second, just wait. There are also some stuff out there that you can get that you can either pay for outright, be a one-time purchase, anywhere between $250 to $1,000, depending on what you want to get. And there are some others that are subscription-based, and they'll charge you every month. How do you want to go about that? Quite frankly, there is one really powerful program out there that I know of, that I use, called DaVinci Resolve. There's a free version and a paid version. The paid version is a one-time purchase and has a few more bells and whistles. The free version of DaVinci Resolve, oh my gosh, it is rock and roll. And there are tons of rabbit holes that you can run down. But again, stick to your lower thirds, stick to your video editing, stick to your audio enhancements, and those should be the top 3 things that you need to mess with at this point. Yeah, we can worry about color correction and motion graphics and stuff like that later. And boy, is that fun. But they consume time big time. So stick with those 3 elements and you'll be really good, and DaVinci Resolve is a great way to go. Now, are you Mac or PC based? Both of them already have video software installed. Video editing software is already installed. There are tons more. I would say start there. Going from a phone app to what they've got already installed on the computer are very similar. There's a lot more room to work with, and then of course it's got the power of your computer backing it up, so they do add a few more bells and whistles to the already installed versions, but the whole editing process, it's a great way to learn that, and when you're ready to expand, it'll be a no-brainer and be very simple to segue to a much more complex program. I mentioned this just a second ago. There are some that are free, there are some that are a one-time fee, and then there's some that are subscriptions. The ones that I've used in the past, of course the free is free, those are great to get started with. The paid ones, anywhere between, the DaVinci Resolve one is $295, one-time payment. Then there's also some others that I've used in the past, for example, like Adobe Audition, that's the audio program, and then there's Adobe Premiere Pro. Those two play very well together if you want a really powerhouse audio editor to supplement your video editing program. Those two together will run you about $59.99 a month. That is a subscription based. Either way you want to go, you really can't go wrong when you get into something really powerful and professional grade than a bunch of the programs that are out there right now. They are going to be fantastic. And like I said earlier, I didn't want to get ahead of myself, but go down below to the description and you'll find a link Click on it and get yourself a copy of the free video editing software guide. Not only is the guide free, but all the software it talks about in that list, all of those are free. Great programs to get you started, and you can get started this afternoon editing your YouTube videos for your business. Click the link down below, grab the guide, and then go out and find your software that you want to use. I'm Nick Natarella with AdWise Creative. Thank you for watching.